Imagine excavating the brutal Egyptian desert for 6 grueling years, convinced you are unearthing the remnants of Roman political debate, only to realize you've been digging out an ancient swimming pool. That is exactly what happened at Tel el-Farma in the northern Sinai desert. In antiquity, this place was known as Pelusium, a heavily fortified frontier city and bustling port. Looking directly at these excavated ruins, you can see the curved red brick masonry discovered by archaeologists back in 2019. At the time, that distinct semicircular footprint perfectly matched the architectural profile of a standard Roman Senate house. Because Pelusium was a major military stronghold under Roman rule, researchers naturally expected to find administrative buildings. The heavy red bricks fit that expectation so neatly, the excavation team proceeded for years operating under a complete illusion. But as digging expanded over the next few seasons, the sand cleared to reveal a layout breaking the symmetry of a typical Roman Senate house. The site completely lacked any smaller administrative rooms, corridors, or meeting halls. Instead, workers began unearthing incredibly heavy, complex hydraulic features. Beneath the sand lay an intricate, sprawling network of underground cisterns. Connecting them were massive drainage channels, structurally engineered to move enormous volumes of heavy liquid. This blueprint outlines the final scale of the discovery. Right in the middle sits a massive circular basin spanning 35 meters, or 115 feet, across. The cisterns, the heavy pipes, and this enormous central catch basin confirm the structure had absolutely nothing to do with political debate. It was a complex machine engineered to control water. The sophisticated engineering of the basin points to a purpose far more specialized than local water storage. It was an open-air temple. This sanctuary was dedicated to Pelusius, the city's namesake deity. His name comes directly from the Greek word pelos, meaning mud or clay, a nod to the very environment that sustained the city. Ancient engineers physically connected this massive desert basin directly to the nearby Pelusiac branch of the Nile River. In this view of the Nile, you can see how the vibrant green agricultural plots contrast with the water itself, which flows heavy with thick, dark river silt. This dark, nutrient-rich sediment fertilized the fields and ensured human survival in an otherwise harsh, arid landscape. The river's mud was the literal bedrock of Egyptian civilization, elevating simple dirt to the status of a god. Traditional temples in southern Egypt relied on dark, enclosed, linear processional pathways. This structure bypassed those entirely. It was designed around raw, open-air elements to put worshippers in direct contact with nature. The entire space focuses on a single square stone pedestal situated right in the center of the pool. Archaeologists believe a colossal statue of Pelusius once stood here. Looking at this cross-section, we can see the first stage of the priest's ritual. They would intentionally flood the enormous basin with river water to simulate the Nile's annual life-giving flood cycle. Then came the second stage, a sudden, calculated draining of the immense pool. As the muddy water swirled and drained away, the stone deity on the pedestal would appear to magically rise directly out of the sediment. The temple operated as a mechanical theater of rebirth. It allowed worshippers to physically witness the power of agricultural fertility happening right in front of them. The local population maintained this massive basin and kept the hydraulic rituals running for nearly 800 years. Builders laid the first bricks in the 2nd century BC. The temple survived the complete collapse of the Ptolemaic dynasty and continued operating through the entirety of Roman rule until the 6th century AD. Its architecture reflects the cosmopolitan, heavily trafficked nature of the city, blending ancient Egyptian traditions with Hellenistic and Roman styles into a single cohesive structure. This discovery suggests Pelusium was a prominent cultural hub rather than just a strategic military checkpoint. It demonstrates that even on the empire's edge, local religious traditions held deep influence. If a 115-foot water temple dedicated to a mud god can hide in plain sight as a Roman Senate house for 6 years, we have to ask what other bizarre secrets are still waiting beneath the Egyptian sands.